welcome to another video with new stories from Ethiopia and Somalia. Firstly, breaking news is from Ethiopia. Abune Mathias, Ethiopian Orthodox Patriarch, departed Ethiopia a few hours ago. A campaign is being seen against the Patriarch that he tried to take along some religious artifacts. A video is being shared. We don't know about the authenticity of this video. How old is this video? Is this video linked to Abune Mathias's travel from Ethiopia to the US? Secondly, we have a video from Washington where Abune Mathias is going to arrive. People are starting to reach there at Dulles Airport of Washington to receive Abune Mathias. Second news story is about Somalia-Egypt relations. Some meetings have been held between top security officials of the two countries in Egypt. We know that Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh is in Egypt, and there, according to some sources, some discussions have been held regarding establishment of an Egyptian military base in Somalia. Thirdly, we have a new story about Oromo Liberation Army. Deputy Commander of OLA, Jal Gamachu Aboyee, a few hours ago appeared on a TV channel. He was interviewed by this TV channel, and there he spoke in detail about OLA's activities, OLA's future strategy, what does OLA want. Fourthly, a new story about Ethiopian National Defense Force, which today at last spoke about Al-Shabaab's attack on Ethiopia. Ethiopian National Defense Force says that on 5 fronts, Ethiopian forces fought against Al-Shabaab. Al-Shabaab tried to infiltrate Ethiopia from 5 locations. We have details for you. And lastly, Gata Choreda an hour ago said that top UN officials, ambassadors and others are being prevented from visiting Tigray. US shocked affairs in Ethiopia. Tracy Ann Jacobson has visited several regions of Ethiopia. She has been seen in Afar, in Somalia region, in Amhara. And we did not see her visit Tigray. I think if you remember, I raised this question in several videos. Gata Cho answered today, why is that Tracy Ann Jacobson did not visit Tigray? Firstly, viewers, first news story is about Ethiopian Orthodox Church Patriarch Abune Mathias, who departed Ethiopia a few hours ago. He is due to arrive in Washington in coming hours, and it's a trip for medical checkup. In the past as well, Abune Mathias has traveled to the US for medical checkup. And a few weeks ago, we shared this news with you that he was about to travel to the US. He departed Ethiopia. He departed from Bole Airport of Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. And we know that relations between Abune Mathias and PM Abiy's government have not been very friendly. The two did not got along very well. There were some tensions. Abune Mathias, in a leaked video, condemned genocide, alleged genocide of Tigrayans. Now, when Abune Mathias, the Patriarch, has left Ethiopia, a campaign is being seen against him. It is being claimed that he tried to take along some precious religious artifacts. And at Bole Airport, there was argument between immigration officials and church officials. A video is being shared. We don't know about this, the authenticity of this video. When was this video recorded? Is it linked to Abune Mathias's travel to Washington, or is it linked to some other incident? In the video, an immigration official can be seen arguing with some persons not shown on camera about some artifacts that the other person should show later NOC if he or she wants to take along this artifact. So no clarity that this video is linked to Abune Mathias' travel. In coming videos, we'll try to analyze this video. We'll speak more on it so that there is clarity. Is this a smear campaign against Abune Mathias, or the artifacts he was carrying, he was allowed to carry the artifacts? Several questions may be incoming. I will try to answer these questions. Watch this clip. The second clip is from Washington, D.C., where Ethiopians are arriving at Dulles Airport of Washington, where Abune Mathias will be received. Large number of Tigrayans is also heading to Abune Mathias, the Patriarch. He will be received by Diocese of Ethiopian Orthodox Church of North America, formally as well. Watch two videos, first one from Bole Airport, second one from Dulles Airport of Washington.
የሀገር ቅርሶች ቢሆኑ ወደ ሀገር ወደ ውጭ ሀገር ቢሄዱ ምንም ችግር የለም ተብሎ ደብዳቤ በግልጽ ተጽፎ ይመጣል። እንደ አቪዬሽን ሴኩሪቲ እኛ እሱን ተቀበለን ጉምሩክ ነው የሚመለከተው። ጉምሩክ መጥቶ ያለውን ነገር ቼክ አድርጎ ያ ነገር ይባላል። ነገር ግን ረጅም ጊዜ እዚህ በቪአይፒ ደረጃም በኤርፖርት
Secondly, viewers, in previous videos, I talked about Egyptian interest in building a military base in Somalia or in Djibouti. Egyptian officials have been in talks with Djibouti officials in the past, but Egypt could not establish a military base close to Ethiopia. And we said that there could be discussions about this Egyptian military base close to Ethiopia in the ongoing visit of Somalia's president to Egypt. Some meetings have been held in Cairo, Egypt, between top defense officials of Somalia and Egypt. You can see a picture on your screen. You can see Minister of Defense of Somalia. His name is Abdi Qadir Muhammad Noor, and secondly, the man in uniform is Muhammad Ahmad Zaki Ajanal. He is Minister of Defense of Egypt. So talks have been held, and some sources say that Egypt is requesting that it wants to establish a military base in Somalia. Talks have been held. What was the outcome? We don't know. We know that Somalia's intelligence chief Mahad Salad is also there in Egypt, accompanying Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, Somalia's president. So security and defense matters are being discussed in Egypt. Will Egypt be granted this permission to build a military base in Somalia? It remains to be seen. A few weeks ago, Somalia's government granted NOC to an Egyptian bank. Bank Misr is the name of the bank. This bank was denied access to Somalia when Abdullahi Farmajo, a former president, was in power. But Hassan Sheikh government granted permission to this bank, which will start its operations soon. Could there be similar permission for an Egyptian military base in Somalia? That remains to be seen. Thirdly, we have a new story about Oromo Liberation Army. A top OLA commander was interviewed by a news outlet a few hours ago. His name is Jal Gamachu Aboyee. He's deputy commander of Oromo Liberation Army. What did he say? Firstly, these OLA commanders are in touch with each other, with local media, with international media as well. A few days ago, Jal Gamachu was interviewed by a YouTube channel. That just shows that they are working freely. It's not that they are on the run, that they are fighting in forests. No, they are in touch with each other. Their operations, their activities are well coordinated. What did Jal Gamachu Aboyee say? Firstly, Jal Gamachu Aboyee said that for the last 3 months, fighting has been going on between government forces and Oromo Liberation Army in Oromia. Continuous fighting, not continual fighting, continuous fighting. Yes, because we have been monitoring what is happening in Oromia over the last 3 months. I've been reporting regularly about the ongoing fighting. It started with the start of operation against OLA 3 months ago. Around 3 months ago, Oromia regional government announced the launch of a military campaign against OLA. Then, after Vellaga massacre, PM Abiy announced the start of an operation. So, yes, we can confirm that fighting in Oromia, continuous fighting going on for around 3 months. Secondly, he said that government is deploying all its forces, all types of weapons. Yes, federal forces, regional forces of Oromia, they've been involved. Regional forces of Somalia region and other regions, they stepped back. They were part of the operation against OLA, but later they withdrew. Drones involved as well, as we reported in some videos. Thirdly, he said that in central Oromia, there is more fighting than in western Oromia. We'll talk about this in the next video. We have some details for you about fighting in central and western Oromia. He talked about ultimate goal of OLA. He said OLA is not separatist. OLA is in support of a separate Oromia country if people want that. If there is consensus among Oromo people for an Oromia country, OLA will support this consensus. But if people want to remain part of Ethiopia in the form of a federation, OLA will have no objections as well. He said it's a continuous struggle and a decisive phase of this struggle has started. And OLA need the support of Oromo diaspora. And by support means diplomatic support, political support and financial support as well. Oromo diaspora funds Oromo Liberation Army, and a few days ago, 2 days ago, Jawar spoke about funding by Oromo diaspora. He did not name any group, but he asked Oromo diaspora not to support those groups, those individuals which are involved in weakening Ethiopia, in weakening Oromos, in weakening Oromia. It was said that he was implying that people in diaspora should not support Oromo Liberation Army. Jal Gamachu Aboyee in a previous interview as well said that OLA was being funded by Oromo diaspora. And once again, he called upon diaspora to support Oromo Liberation Army. So, Oromo commanders, OLA commanders, they are operating freely. They are in touch with diaspora, with local media, with international media. And despite government's claims, no considered progress towards weakening Oromo Liberation Army. Fourthly, we have a new story about Al-Shabaab's attack on Ethiopia. We know that Ethiopian National Defense Force has joined Somali region's special force, Leo Police, in the fight against Al-Shabaab. And in several videos, I raised questions. Why was OLA not protecting Somalia-Ethiopia border? ENDF should be deployed along this border, a long border, but the border should not be left at the mercy of regional forces. ENDF must secure this border. Now, ENDF today issued a statement at last about Al-Shabaab's attack on Ethiopia. Major General Tesfaye Ayalio is coordinator of command post of Ethiopian National Defense Force in Somali region. He confirmed firstly that Al-Shabaab carried out an attack on Ethiopia in recent days, and in 5 locations, from 5 places, Al-Shabaab tried to enter Ethiopia. The 5 places are firstly Yid, secondly Ato, Yid Ato, 2 towns in Bakul zone of southwest state Somalia. From Yid Ato, Al-Shabaab tried to enter Ethiopia. Third place is Al-Barde, which is, I think, on the border, Ethiopia-Somalia border. Fourthly, Wakasho, and fifthly, Firfir. In previous videos, if you remember, I shared details with you about attack on Ethiopia from Somalia by Al-Shabaab through all these 5 places. So ENDF today confirmed that Al-Shabaab tried to infiltrate Ethiopia, but ENDF says that all Al-Shabaab fighters have been killed, and this offensive, 5-pronged offensive on Ethiopia has been repelled. Ethiopian forces are in control of Ethiopian territories. At last, ENDF is speaking. It is telling us what is happening on Somalia-Ethiopia border. The border should be protected by ENDF. Yes, Leo Police has some capabilities, but you cannot compare Leo Police and ENDF. ENDF is a much better and more capable force than Leo Police, but no deployment of ENDF was seen. That is why perhaps Al-Shabaab managed to enter Ethiopia. Long border, Ethiopia-Somalia border. Can ENDF man this border? Can this border be protected from Al-Shabaab's attacks? That remains to be seen. In previous video, I reported about the visit of an Al-Shabaab commander in Yidato towns. He arrived there according to some Al-Shabaab-backed news outlets. If Al-Shabaab commander visited Yidato right on Ethiopia-Somalia border, it means that threat of Al-Shabaab is still there, and Al-Shabaab fighters can enter Ethiopia again. Lastly, viewers, we have a new story about visits of ambassadors, top foreign officials to Tigray. Geta Choreda, Tigray presidential spokesperson, today accused Ethiopian federal government that it is stopping foreign officials, including ambassadors, from visiting Tigray. In a statement, he said that in the last couple of weeks, Addis Ababa authorities have been preventing UN officials, ambassadors, and some other special representatives of other countries from visiting Tigray. He mentioned US shocked the affairs in Ethiopia that she was not allowed to visit Tigray. In previous videos, we raised this question. Tracy Ann Jacobson was appointed as US shocked affairs, US head of US embassy in Ethiopia a few months ago. And she visited Amhara region. She was in Gondar a few days ago. She's visited Afar, Somali region as well. But she has not visited Tigray so far. We raised this question, and she was invited by some Tigray NGOs, which wrote a letter to Tracy and Jacobson. Now, Geta Cho today confirmed that she is not being allowed to travel to Tigray. It means that it has been communicated to Tigray government from US embassy in Ethiopia that US shocked affairs is not being allowed to travel to Tigray. Ethiopian government must clarify why is that US shocked affairs Tracy and Jacobson is not allowed to visit Tigray. Secondly, Medics Sans Frontiers, Doctor Without Borders is an NGO, and its 3 officials were killed last year in Tigray, during Tigray conflict in central Tigray. Since then, this organization has been demanding that those who killed its officials be arrested, be identified, and an official of this organization is in Ethiopia. She is Spanish head of MSF. On a week-long visit, she is in Ethiopia, but she was not allowed to travel to Tigray. She requested Ethiopian government that she be allowed to reach Tigray, to travel to Tigray, because the incident happened in central Tigray, close to, I think, Abyei last year. Maria Hernandez and two other MS officials were killed, and then some investigation suggested that a colonel of Ethiopian National Defense Force was involved in the killing of the three NGO workers. But so far, no details about any action taken against that ENDF colonel or other ENDF official. So Gamachu confirmed what is being said by MSF, that MSF is not allowed to visit Tigray. US shock defense not allowed to visit Tigray, and some other UN officials as well. Lastly, Gamachu says that Addis Ababa authorities have no appetite for peace. They are just deceiving international community. Mutual blame game is underway. Talks should start. If talks do not start, we'll keep on seeing this blame game. Both parties will keep on accusing each other. Thank you for watching.